The BS Report is a free-flowing conversation that occasionally touches on mature subjects.
First of all,
This is the BS Report with Bill Simmons.
it might be cool, I don't know. And if it's not, I don't
The
care.
BS Report with Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons works for ESPN. He's also named the sports guy, and he writes a comical sports column. He must be a popular dude.
The BS Report.
It's got a real dirty sound, like a rusty steak knife cutting through a well-aged steak.
Now.
Here's Bill Simmons.
Welcome to the BS Report, taping this on a Wednesday afternoon. I think it's running on a Thursday. We'll see. Kevin Wildes, it's been a while.
Thank you.
The master of half-baked ideas.
Very happy to be here.
You've been honing your half-baked ideas chops on the Grantland Network with Dave Jacoby.
Yes, I've got some of these ideas have been workshopped there to bring them to the main podcast.
So the theory was that people like the Half-Baked Ideas podcast, and you would take them to Grantland Network.
Mm-hmm.
You would hash some of them out with Jacoby, our buddy.
Yep. Throw some away, bring some.
Throw some away, and bring the best.
Yes.
The best of the best.
Well,
to
let's
this
lower the
podcast.
expectations. These are the best of the half-baked ideas. A lot of the ones on the Grantland Network are just quarter-baked, so I get rid of those.
Better
but
oven
the
here.
Yes, but the ceiling is still half-baked. They're still horrible.
So we're using the sterling silver Viking oven.
Yes.
For these.
We'll see what happens.
And the other ones were made like in one of those.
It's like it's more like a kid's oven.
Yeah.
Like something that your daughter would have.
I get it.
Cook small cupcakes.
Have you been, by the way? It's been a while.
I've been great. I'm a new dad.
You had a kid?
Yeah. I've got some ideas are based on my new role as a father. Really spurned some new ideas for me.
Are you one of those over dads that you demand to get up in the middle of the night for the feedings?
Over dads? Is that what they're called?
Like the dad that just tries to carry like too big of a burden because he feels guilty because the wife passed the baby out of her body and you didn't do anything.
No, but I could see myself becoming like I don't know what I'm supposed to do sports wise. What's the line between supportive dad and you're gonna be weird dad?
Yeah.
Like I'm already looking up, kind of. I looked up a video the other day. It was what was it? It was something about like free kicks. It was like a soccer free kick.
Oh,
and then
on the
on the YouTube side, it said there was like a Messi video, and then underneath it said 7-year-old Messi, not real 7-year-old Messi, but a little kid that they're calling Messi. So I clicked on. It's got 1 million views. So I clicked on. I watched. I'm like, this kid's not that good.
Yeah.
I can
have competitive.
And so now I'm starting to think like, when should I start introducing a soccer ball? Can he run right away? Should I put soccer balls in the crib? I don't know. Your kids are kind of athletes.
Oh, my daughter is 100% athlete.
But
I don't know what my son is. Probably just going to be a locksmith.
Why? Because
I don't know. He's just because he likes to be shirtless. He has a pot belly. He's got like that burly physique. I think he's just gonna be a locksmith.
But isn't a locksmith kind of involved in small like little tools?
I think he's a locksmith.
I think it's a lot less tough than you think. He's like one of these things.
My son's gonna do like rugby and sports where he can fight people. My daughter likes all the sports though. It does. I will say, when they hit 7, it does get good from a youth sports standpoint.
But do you sit down and watch?
I'm really into it now.
Do you sit down and watch videos? Let's pause it and rewind. Why not?
We don't do that.
Because you don't want them to succeed?
My feeling is, for the most part, kids either have it or they don't. And they either want to do it or they don't. And it's kind of out of your control for the most part.
Okay. That's a good philosophy to have.
But it's the truth. It really is. You can see it on the soccer field. Some kids don't want to be out there. Some kids do. Then from that selection, some kids are faster than the other kids, and that's just the way it is.
My kid's going to want to get out there. You love this, don't you?
Well,
you make me proud. You live out my dreams.
The only sport it seems like you can really brainwash your kids to like that they would not like normally is baseball.
Why?
I have 2 friends who have sons that love baseball. Mm-hmm. And I'm convinced there was brainwashing, like they brought the video games out to make them play the video games.
That's like the most father-son sport.
It's the most boring of the sports. It's the last sport you should want your son to, like, little kids don't want to sit and watch a 9-inning game for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I guess so.
The best sport for little kids is hockey. Hockey is the greatest kid sport.
No.
It is.
No.
In person.
In person to do what? Watch?
It's fantastic in person.
Too much stuff. You got to be up.
Like
You got to be up at 3 in the morning.
Oh no, I'm saying to watch. I'm not saying to play. I'm saying to watch.
Oh,
to be a fan of.
Got you.
Oh yeah, hockey's the worst in person.
I thought you wanted to have your kids play hockey.
Oh God, no. There's something wrong with you if you do that. You get in the middle of the night, so watch your kids skate around in some dark rink.
Yeah, we got to go to Waltham.
No, I'm all about
rink time.
A lot of parents care about the quality of their kids' lives. I'm all about the quality of my life. I want to be outdoors. I want my daughter to play lacrosse because I want to be outdoors when the sun beating down on me as she runs around with the lacrosse stick. That's what I care about.
That's good.
I don't want to be in some swimming arena watching people swim and you're smelling chlorine. I don't want that.
You're smelling chlorine.
Yeah, just smelling the chlorine and these kids that are just sadly swimming up and down a pool. I don't want that. I want to be outside.
So an outdoor sports for both your kids. All right, so I guess
push your kids toward outdoor sports.
That's obviously.
And lacrosse for women. Well, you had a boy.
But I don't know how to play lacrosse. I never played lacrosse, so I can't. He's like, hey, Dad, do the wrist thing. I don't know how to do that.
You're learning together. You're bonding.
How am I going to learn together?
Yeah.
I can't teach him it. I can't teach him anything. Soccer, I can actually teach him how to do stuff.
Well, your kids will play soccer because you like soccer.
Yeah. And baseball, I can teach him how to do stuff.
You know what's interesting? When they turned 7, they all came back and they all kind of understand half how to pass now.
Soccer?
Yeah.
Okay. My kid won't pass, but go on.
At 6, up until 6, they chase the ball, they run.
Amoeba.
If somebody's in front of them, you just try to dribble through them. But then something happens at age 7, 2nd grade. Okay. You're in front of me and I'm dribbling, and something clicks and you say, I'm probably not going to get that by that person. What should I? She's on my. I'm going to kick it to her. Okay. Like this weird thing goes off, and it was cool to see.
My son won't need that.
Your son is just going to gun it.
Well, yeah, we'll have more moves than your daughter. He'll be able to juke them and then go around. He won't pass really.
Well, there's always one kid in every game that knows how to dribble.
Well, yes, my kid will know how to dribble. I'm going to put a ball in the crib.
If you know how to dribble and go left to right, the world is your oyster in soccer.
That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. I'm very excited. All right. Are you ready for these ideas?
I'm ready for the half-baked ideas.
Okay. Most of them are horrible. Just want to put that out there.
I also have one for you.
You do? When do you want to introduce it?
I'll do it between number 2 and number 3.
Okay. When you feel like we need a little jolt of Simmons ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. First idea. Karaoke.
Half-baked idea number 1.
Half-baked idea number 1. Karaoke. Okay. So 3 things I like about karaoke. I like filing through huge binders. I like the choice that it offers. Okay. I like the camaraderie of being in a small room. Mm-hmm. I like the warmth of the spotlight. Mm-hmm. I don't like singing. Not a fan. Not good at it. I don't really take a lot of pleasure out of it. Songless karaoke. Movie monologues. Famous speeches. Stand-up comedy routines. Press conferences. Things that Ron Artest said. Get up there, flip through the binder. Oh, let's have a performance. Songless karaoke.
Songless karaoke.
So
you could go and do the Dennis Green.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. So I've got this piece of paper that I have on the table. I've got some songless karaoke options for you. I'll do a little songless karaoke, see how it feels, and then I'll give you this. And if you want to, there's only 3 options. Or if you have anything from memory you just want to do. Okay. All right, here's my songless karaoke. It's everything's too long. First of all, I just really want the chorus.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Ready? I'm going to perform it. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to perform it.
I like, if you can't see in the podcast, he just stretched his neck left to right like he was going to play a sport or something.
Okay. There's a little song called JFK 1961 Inauguration.
Oh.
The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it, and the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Yeah! And then you drink a beer.
Songless karaoke.
So if you want to, it's not a pressure.
I would do Cyrus's speech from the Warriors.
So do you have? Here's what I made for you.
Only because my son has been watching it over and over again and can now do some
You let your son watch the Warriors?
Just the speech.
That's cool.
Can you count, suckers? The future is ours, if you can count.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is that your impression of your son, or is that just you?
It's my impression of my son's impression.
So you could do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Those are those things I made for you.
Okay.
But you don't have to make them all, or you could just pick one line.
I'll do James. I'll do the third one.
Okay, what's the third one? Let me see.
So do you have to say what it is, or you just do it?
No, you could just do it, because sometimes it's a surprise, and you don't get it until you like hear the music and real karaoke.
Songless karaoke. Shawshank Redemption. I have no idea to this day what those two Italian ladies were singing about. Truth is, I don't want to know. Some things are best left unsaid. I'd like to think they were singing about something so beautiful it can't be expressed in words. It makes your heart ache because of it. I tell you, those voices soared higher and farther than anybody in a great place dares to dream. It was like some beautiful bird flapped into our drab little cage and made those walls dissolve away. This is good. And for the briefest moments, every last man in Shawshank felt free.
Yeah, good one, Bill. Yeah. Who's up next? Songless karaoke. Songless karaoke is idea number 1. Thank you, Jacoby's clapping from the background. Jacoby, add that in post.
I do believe those were the 2 worst years for Andy.
I was going through all the Shawshank quotes trying to find it.
That's my favorite part of Shawshank. After 17 years, I've settled on that one line.
About the sisters?
Yeah, he decided that Red came to the realization that getting raped by a gang of male prison inmates were the worst 2 years for Andy out of all the other years. Those 2 years were of constant raping. Red's expert opinion was that was probably the low point for Andy.
Not when he was drinking beers on the roof.
Yeah, not later when he had his own library. No, it was the 2 years of the constant raping. That was probably the worst part. So anyway. I like songless karaoke.
I do. It's a win, right?
Couldn't you come up with a better name, though?
I couldn't come up with it. I actually thought of it, but songless karaoke is really just, it's kind of, too plain Jane.
I always thought that would have been a great porn name.
Songless karaoke?
No, karaoke.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's a great porn name.
No, it's not.
It's a great porn name.
I don't know. A better name for songless karaoke. I don't know. Tweet Bill if you got it.
All right, yeah. Or put I'll do a little Facebook link for the people that still use Facebook.
Why are you out of it? You've been doing a lot of Facebook.
The stock, I do Facebook, but I think the stock really hurt Facebook's coolness brand. I think Facebook needs to put a cap in somebody. Facebook needs to put a cap in the site.
What? Well, that certainly is not going to help.
Facebook needs to up its street cred.
Because you think that
Facebook needs to get arrested.
Facebook's
too
tired. Stop talking. Too many people talking trash about Facebook.
Yeah.
Social Network 2.
Facebook needs to beat the hell out of another site.
What about Social Network 2?
I
felt like Facebook went from here to here.
Yeah.
When Social Network came out. Like, and that's when people who weren't on Facebook finally came. Like, I've got to get on.
Justin Timberlake was one of the people responsible for Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now, if they did Social Network 2, have Zuckerberg finance the whole thing, just for the idea of just, hey, we still want to drive awareness. Now you can talk about, I don't know. There's got to be more drama there. Social Network 2. That's a free half-baked idea. That's not on the paper.
Maybe it'll be about how they promised the stock at a certain price, and then it fell to half of that price. And
did you buy Facebook stock? It sounds like you did.
I might have bought a little.
At the high point?
Here's the thing. Mark Cuban wrote a great post about this a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
In the old days, you bought stocks because you had confidence in a product or a company or the people that ran that company.
Yes.
And nowadays, you can have that confidence, and you can have a successful company, and you can think that people, and it doesn't matter, because all that matters is how these people with computer programs mess with the stock market and short stuff and go up and down. So it's not even the stock market anymore. I don't know what it is. So if Mark Cuban can't make money in the stock market, then something's wrong. If he can be like, I like this, I like that, and it just doesn't matter.
So did you buy stock pre or post Mark Cuban blog post?
No, he just did this blog post a couple days ago.
Okay. So you didn't know about it.
I'm not ashamed of my Facebook stock.
Just hold on to it.
To me, it's like sports gambling.
Just put it under the bed and pull it out maybe in a few years. Like, oh, look at this. It's still here.
After I parlayed...
Unless you really went big time on it.
No, I did not go big time. And after I parlayed the Seattle money line and the under on Monday night, it's gravy. It's gravy for Bill Simmons in 2012. My greatest gambling win in years.
Oh. Okay. Songless karaoke's done. You ready for idea number 2? You ready?
Replacement refs?
No. You want to talk replacement refs?
How about replacement refs?
Jacoby's yelling no.
The NFL fires all the replacement refs
and
replace them with replacement refs.
I thought that your what'd you do? You put your inbox presented without comment. I thought that was good.
A 3-hour window of the inbox.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. And there's a lot of solid ideas in there.
They really
like people
were.
throwing. We could throw like a black flag onto the field. There was like really absurdist stuff of fans running on the field. It wasn't like Bridget Moynihan running on the field for one of them.
The best idea, the one I liked the most, was that a sponsor should just pay the refs.
Oh!
I thought that was brilliant.
Was it a sponsor or Romney?
Well, Romney was one, like to swing the political election. That was good. But then also, like if just, I don't know, Subway, they spent $50 million a year, or $50 million one time.
Mm-hmm.
Paid off the refs, brought them back, and then just ran ads like Subway, we save football. Like, that's a good use of $50 million.
I mean, maybe I don't know.
Subway,
and then when
great subs, and we save football.
Great. It's got to be a better. It's got to be a putting your bread to good use.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's got to be some sort of like getting to the meat of it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. There's a replacement. Okay. Idea number 2, or 4, depending on how you're keeping track of these ideas. All right. I'm not going to tell you the name of this because that's sort of the punchline.
A porn star named Karaoke count as
that did not count. Okay. That falls under your ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your kids were struggling academically and going to get into college, what would you do? You had some extra money, let's say. You didn't blow it all.
Heading into college?
Well, they're just struggling academically. The answer I'm looking for here is you get a tutor.
You get a tutor.
That's right. You get a tutor. You hire someone to help them.
Right.
And if you're struggling physically, you're just a little bit out of shape, what would you do?
You hire a trainer.
Hire a personal trainer. Now, if you're struggling pop culturally,
oh, yeah,
you're just left out there to rot.
Yeah.
You're left out there to your own devices. You got to go on to Pitchfork. You're trying to read album reviews. Then you're on the New York Times book review. Like, what am I supposed to be reading? I missed it. Then you're on Twitter. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be watching Homeland. No, Homeland's over. Did it start? I don't know. What's Breaking Bad? I missed it. I'm supposed to be watching the motorcycle show. I haven't watched it. I'm lost in the sauce. I'm just struggling pop culturally, especially me right now because I have a kid. I can't read a lot anymore, and I used to pride myself in reading every single thing.
Once you have a kid, the pop culture thing, it falls.
It drops.
Yeah, you have to make a concerted effort to stay
I'm really working hard to keep up.
It's work.
Yes, it's real work. I would like to condense this. Media personal trainers.
Okay.
2 hours a week. I pay this guy, whatever, $50. He's a young guy, maybe 18 to 24, which there's like a high unemployment right now in that age group. These people can all get jobs, media personal trainers. I go over to their loft, and it's a really intense media workout. Right. You don't just sit there and watch Breaking Bad. It's like, oh no, you're watching Breaking Bad. He's got you listening to other stuff in the background.
Oh, doing commercials.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're flying through stuff fast.
Yeah.
He's got special design stuff like what you missed season 1. He's getting you really up to speed.
Oh, so he could basically take the 8 hours of season 1 of Breaking Bad and edit them into like an hour and 20 minutes that hit everything you need to hit.
Totally, and you're not getting it. You're not consuming the art of it. But you are getting enough so that when you go to a cocktail party, you can still talk about this stuff.
You know what's? Can I interrupt?
Go, yeah, sure.
It's always funny that the cocktail party has become the go-to reference toward being armed properly for conversation.
Yes, it's the evening version of the water cooler.
But anytime I go to a cocktail party, I just see the one person I know, and I just talk to that person the whole night, about who I would have talked to anyway. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm at this cocktail party, and they're talking Breaking Bad. What do I do? You're walking around
with your cocktail, and there's a party.
I would say it's more of a office thing. Would be a bigger danger.
Of going to the office and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, well, I'm saying cocktail party is the go-to reference. But actually, I would say the office. We should, as a society, start saying you don't want to be caught unprepared in the office or on the dorm floor.
A dorm floor?
Yeah. You're in the dorm. Everybody's like kind of hanging out, like playing wall ball or something.
But those people are the most media savvy. There's a lot of time to burn.
You don't want to be caught. You don't want to be caught unprepared there.
No, that would be humiliating.
Or the office.
If you're 18 years old and you don't know about good bands, come on. What are you doing? Studying?
Yeah.
Learn about bands. All right, so immediate personal training. So it's not an enjoyable experience. You're really getting worked out hard, and
it's like going to boot camp.
It's a horrible experience. Like you leave drenched and your brain hurts. But
you've consumed so many TV and movie and music.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Buy it?
Do you have different levels, or like can you buy different packages? Like,
oh yeah,
I need the mainstream pop culture package, or I need the super douchey indie package.
Yeah, I think it's like a car wash. You can go in like, just the basic wash for me, like $5.99.
I want to come off like a huge douche. Can you just give me a huge briefing on Vampire Weekend?
Yeah, well, that's an advanced level, or you can go super advanced, or you can go literary. You can go magazines, but you can work up too. Like if it's just treated like a real personal trainer. If you went in like, hey, I want to be super muscular, I'm like, no, slow your roll, man. Let's just do some basic movements. Yeah. But if you're really already built, like, hey, I really want to get into like German indie music. Like what's going on with the German, like the Berlin techno scene. Like some people are just super into it, and they're just even taking their credibility to another level.
I feel like music would be a big part of this. Like you'd almost have like special music people to teach people how to be alternately dismissive of more popular bands and then really passionate about bands that nobody likes.
Yeah, but you can already do so. I think that's my go-to. That's my fallback if I don't know a band. I'm like, they stink. Like, hey, you hear that new Grizzly Bear? Like, not as good as the old Grizzly Bear.
Maybe they teach you to go against the grain. Like, no, the Killers don't stink. You don't realize what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, like the new Green Day is just, it's amazing.
The Killers have totally tapped into Bruce Springsteen's spirit.
My whose idea was that? Shoot, one of my friends said when he was presented with a movie that he had never seen, he's like, oh yeah, who was the DP on that?
The DP?
He would go like another level. It's like, yeah, that movie was good. Who shot that? Who shot that? And you put it back on the guy. Like, oh, I didn't know. Like, yeah, I don't know either. You
know, it would be a good sub if this camp worked out and you had more money and you were trying to expand the business.
Okay.
You do the niche.
I go niche, but you can go niche.
Do you go meme or meme?
I go meme.
Meme. Okay.
It's a niche. It's a niche thing to say. Memes.
Niche sports, semi-niche sports, like basically UFC, soccer for Americans.
Okay.
Hockey.
Hockey, you're saying is a niche sport?
No, I'm saying like not total mainstream.
Okay, I could go even niche-er.
MMA. Just the sports that...
outside the big 4 or 5.
Unless you follow them intently, the people who love those sports get furious about anybody who even venture into... start talking about
like being a casual.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be a casual soccer fan. They don't even want to hear from you at that point. Like on Labor Day Friday when Clint Dempsey was going to sign with Tottenham.
Oh, I saw you got mad at.
I retweeted. I didn't get mad, but it's like all I did was tweet, "Whoa."
And what was it? Old news?
No, it was in the process of happening, but people were like, all the soccer nerds were like, oh, he's an a-hole. He thinks this would be a great thing, and he doesn't. I don't even know what they were mad at. I was just like, whoa, this is weird. Like, the last thing Tottenham needs is another striker.
I don't know.
And Clint Dempsey, like, this is just a weird move. Like, I don't understand it.
So the soccer nerds got mad at you.
Soccer nerds were more like, you're an idiot. You think he's the best player in the world because he's American, and you're an American ignorant person.
That's not
like,
very
no,
nice.
Actually not. But the problem is.
So what do you want? What do you?
I wish like soccer and hockey fans were a little more inclusive. I don't think they need.
But is that related to the idea, or you just want people to be nicer?
No, this is a total tangent.
I thought you wanted a sports personal trainer.
And the UFC
I thought that's
people
where you
too.
were going. I thought you were going like you wanted a niche personal trainer.
I talked about this. I caught it in a column once. The cult of the status quo.
Okay, go ahead.
People just they like their status quo. Okay. UFC fans like that there's this amount of people that like the UFC. They don't care if there are more people. But what they don't want is people ignorantly talking about it casually and screwing things up and thinking Brock Lesnar was the best
not
UFC
to be too
ever.
Chuck Klosterman or Klosterman?
Klosterman,
okay.
Yeah.
Niche and Klosterman.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So not to be too Klosterman about it, but isn't there a parallel between UFC fans, the hardcore UFC fans, who don't want people coming in and sort of not understanding what's going on?
Half-assing it.
Yes. And people who really like bands. Like, oh, you're not a really
100%.
Hardcore fan of this band.
100%.
Okay, good. Feel my little look at me, a little closer
100%.
without the beard.
The thing with soccer is soccer can be a casual fan sport. Like they should embrace the people that want to come in for every World Cup.
Of course. I think they do in large. You just have a vocal group of hardcore people mad at you. Don't let them get you down.
No, they weren't mad at me. It wasn't even just me. It's just something I've noticed over in general. Like, it's like this little club and they don't want anyone else in there. But it's like, can't I just watch some Tottenham games on Sunday and be a casual fan and kind of care who wins the Champions League and watch Messi every once in a while and that's it?
Yes, you can do that.
I want to be able to do that.
You can do whatever you want. You're fine.
Come on, soccer people. Be more welcoming.
You're fine.
And by the way, it's not my fault that the MLS isn't very good.
No, it's not your fault.
MLS is never going to make it.
Well, they're going to...
It's AAA.
Yeah, it's AAA, and that's okay.
AAA. Americans like the best. MLS is fun. It's cute. It's something to do. It's never going to make it.
But it can survive as AAA.
It can survive as an awesome AAA.
Yeah, that's fine.
They get 35,000 people at games. It's great.
That works.
It's great. But it's never going to be like on par with the NFL or MLB.
Because let me see
it's just not.
If there's any other example of a U.S. version of AAA.
Baseball.
What, we don't have the best baseball team?
No, AAA baseball.
No, I'm saying, are there any...
Who won the AAA World Series last year?
Oh, the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Is that true?
5-0. No, I know. 5 games to nothing. They play 5 games. They play best 5 out of 9. No, I don't know. Who won it?
All right, can I do my half-baked idea now?
Yeah, here we go. That was a long, emotional rant by you. I liked it.
It wasn't emotional. I want people to be more welcoming. When I'm sports czar someday, I'm going to make sure that it's a more welcoming society to all the fringe sports.
That's good. You should run on that.
And the sports that are less popular than the big... I would say it's a big 3.
You know, college sports or no?
Well, I'm just saying baseball, football, basketball.
Okay.
I think hockey used to be there and it faded off a little and has a chance to get back. Maybe 75% of where it was.
It'll be back.
Soccer is the one that I think could jump because with Fox and the way Fox is showing these Premier League games, the World Cup, Champions League, all this stuff is tying together, and I feel like Americans now are much more knowledgeable about soccer in a casual way than they were 5 years ago.
Between World Cup and we're also getting, demographically, I think it'd be interesting to look at, is this next group of people my age, we'll say, or people your kids' age, that soccer is sort of the dominant sport growing up.
Right.
So everybody played soccer. You're going to get into that 18 to 35-year-old.
What was the case when we were kids, though?
Not really.
Everyone was playing soccer like they do now.
Were there people playing soccer when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Most people? Or most people playing football? You were in the...
Yeah. That was good.
You were good? Why was a team in Massachusetts called the Earthquakes?
I don't know.
I feel like it should have been called the Maple Trees or something.
You know what killed me was I needed glasses in 2nd and 3rd grade and had no idea. My soccer career went down the drain because I couldn't see.
The ball's pretty big, and we're not talking about ping pong here.
I'm just saying,
how bad was your vision? That wasn't the reason.
Making excuses.
I needed glasses.
All right, maybe I was slow, all right?
Ball's as big as a cantaloupe. All right, your half-baked idea. Go ahead.
Okay, so last week...
I needed glasses. Get out of town.
Last week in LA Live, there was a Brinks truck parked in front of the farm, the restaurant that's here. And every time I see a Brinks truck, for some reason, I spend the next 15 seconds thinking about how I would rob it.
It's a natural response.
And you just look at it and you go, you look around and you're like, how many guards do they have?
you just sort of looking at it. Yes.
Would I go through the back? Would I wait till the guard came out?
Yep.
Would I assault it from behind?
How thick is the thing? Can you pop a tire?
Right. Would I drive the truck away myself or just rob it and run? If I ran, where would I go? And then I'm thinking I'd probably run into that hotel and I'm like, what's going on? Why am I thinking about how I'd rob a Brinks truck?
It's great.
So then I brought it up to Jacoby and I was like, Jacoby, when you see a Brinks truck, what do you think? And he's like, oh, I think about how I'm going to rob it. This is response.
Okay.
So that made me think all right, there's 2 people now who want to rob a Brinks truck when they see it.
2 totally normal people.
2 totally normal people. I've never committed a crime in my life. I have no desire to commit a crime. I have family.
Yes.
But I see Brinks trucks.
That's the reason why you want to.
I want to rob Brinks truck.
Okay, so is your idea to put carry money around in an Oldsmobile?
No, so then Jacoby and I were talking about it. I was saying, I wish there was a way to try to rob how you play paintball.
Oh my goodness.
Paintball, but where you try to rob a Brinks truck, and that's like paintball. And instead of being some friends and I are going to go play paintball, you say, yeah, some friends of mine, we're doing the Brinks truck this week. Oh, you're going? And do this whole thing.
Good.
So then we decided, what if there was like a crime amusement park for adults? And you go,
the look on my face here.
So you have an amusement park, and you could commit crimes, orchestrated crimes that aren't actually crimes in the amusement park. And if it, like, say you're an actor in LA, and you a lot of people, they go to like Disney and they play Goofy for a year, and it's their way to break in. Instead of that, they'd be playing the bank manager in the bank robbery part of the park. And we have like 4 hours to think, like, all right, we're going to try to rob this bank. How do we do it? And we have like paintball guns, and we go in and we try to rob a bank. Or we go to the Brinks truck park. We're like, all right, we got to rob the Brinks truck. We have an hour.
Okay.
That's all right. I got. It's half-baked. Crime amusement park.
I mean, crime amusement park. All right, let's build this out.
I did come up with a name for it.
Go ahead.
Felonyland. And if it does well, then we call it Felony World. We spin it off. And then one in Florida.
East Coast, West Coast.
Felonyland in California, and Felony World in Florida.
Felonyland.
And then, like, when guys do bachelor parties, instead of going to Vegas or whatever, they
go to Felonyland.
We're going to Felonyland. Where are you guys going for the bachelor party? Felonyland. Oh, that's
cool.
Awesome. I robbed the Brinks trucks there in 1999. It's gonna be great.
So, I mean, it's a great idea. So it's based on paintball. There's already a model in place.
Yeah,
and paintball's not based on shooting people. It's a little bit when you get into paintball.
It is though. You're shooting people.
No, but it's like based on warfare. Like you're in a pretend war. And there's strategy to it. So you want to do the same thing. I'd be lying to you. There's a little bit of a distaste in my mouth. Because
we're committing crimes?
Well, a little bit. Like,
how is paintball immune?
I don't know.
You're not actually killing people in Felonyland. Like, it's all like paintball and like things blow up, but they really don't. And the actors have to pretend they don't know they're about to be robbed each time.
I mean, it's a great idea.
Thanks.
It's a great idea.
Oh, and then there's another part of the park called Drug Deal Gone Wrong.
Okay.
Where it's you have a drug exchange, but it goes wrong. And you're like in an apartment building.
So it's a little Grand Theft Auto-y.
Yeah. It's Grand Theft Auto-y.
You're playing a bad guy in real life.
I'm playing a bad guy.
And you're doing, in strategy-wise, you want to sort of figure out how to make it work.
Right.
Okay, let's go ahead. Drug deal gone wrong. Go ahead.
Well, same thing. I'm in an apartment building. I'm doing a drug deal, but it goes wrong.
Okay.
I don't know how it's going to go wrong. That's up to the park.
Okay, so it's a little bit like the game.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. It's a little bit leaves a sour taste in my mouth. It's not,
rob a liquor store?
Well, no, I get it. You're gonna rob all sorts of
steal a cop car.
All sorts. Well, why isn't this viewed as like a training ground for horrible crimes?
That's why it's a half-baked idea.
Okay.
But I mean, we play Grand Theft Auto. It's the same thing, right?
I guess so.
Right. And also, if you had explained paintball to people 30 years ago, they would have thought it was weird.
Yeah. You need to have a layer of innocence underneath this thing.
We're going to let the listeners decide whether Felonyland is a good idea.
All right.
Maybe you have to apply for it almost like a driver's license. You have to apply for a license to even be allowed in Felonyland. That way they can weed out the potential criminals or people who have nefarious intentions.
Turn people into okay, it's something. It passes the something or nothing meter.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Now time for your third half-baked idea.
You want a long one or a short one?
I do both.
All right. I'll give you the short. This one's so stupid. This is literally, I don't want to spend longer than 45 seconds on this idea. I hate this idea. So you're supposed to, I'm a father, when your baby's in utero, you're supposed to talk to it. And they say this actually helps the development of the baby. You're supposed to talk to it and sing to it.
Why do I have a feeling you were the follow the instructions dad guy?
I wanted to be, but as we've already covered, I don't like singing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous. You're really singing to your wife's abdomen.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you could make again, just 30 seconds on this idea. I wonder if you can make a podcast for the unborn called the Fetus Report. Okay, that's just. I wish there was a gong here. That's horrible.
The feed-ass report?
The feed-ass report.
I think the key is the pronunciation.
The feed-ass, the feed-ass report. Feed-ass report.
So you call it...
The feed-ass report. Sorry, that's horrible. I told you. Feed-ass report. It's an idea based off a pun.
I laughed.
Okay, 45 seconds on that idea. Okay, next idea. Jacoby and I talked about Shark Week. And Shark Week always focuses on the survivors and how they sort of got through their trauma, and they're always left with this sort of scar badge that they show off. Whether here's where I got bitten in the lower leg, here's bitten in the arm, and it always looks cool. So the idea. So Jacoby and I did this podcast, and someone on Twitter upgraded this idea. So I don't have the person's name though, so I apologize. So the idea, I changed it. It was originally called Shark Bite Body Modification, but I've changed it into Mother Nature's Tattoos. So Mother Nature's Tattoos are you go and you're like, oh, you want some sort of body modification, but a superficial wound. You go into a large warehouse, and I've got all sorts of animals here for you. I've got there's like a tiger scratch. There's hawks that could scratch your chest, maybe make you look cool. I wrote if you love Michigan, you can get like a Wolverine claw. Like, oh, cool, like a real Wolverine claw, where on your forearm or something. Right. And then there's a tank as well, so you can put your arm in there. You can have a great white. It's controlled somehow with some sort of.
I mean, the shark would be that would be the most popular one.
I don't know. It's super expensive though. A lot of people can't afford this.
You make that the most expensive.
It would be like a Damien Hirst, like great white shark in a tank, and it would come over and bite you.
Could you do like a bear claw stabbing type?
I can write it down. We can look into a stabbing.
Well, just like a bear, like the.
Yeah, you
claw,
can.
Bear
I would have pictures of people like, what type of thing do you want? And to have a real relationship with this.
What about being attacked by a pirate?
A pirate human being?
Can it be humans or just animals?
What would a pirate do to you?
Well, that would be a great story though. Wow. I was on a cruise and the cruise got overrun by pirates.
And you want to get? Well, I've seen like people get shot. They do that. They do like.
Okay.
It like. I don't know. Maybe it was just some sort of experimental art project, but somebody got shot.
Bullet scar is pretty good.
A what?
Like a bullet scar,
like
on the shoulder.
Nah? It doesn't work with Mother Nature's tattoos. It's off-brand.
Oh, I see what you mean. So that'd be the spin-off one.
Yeah. So Mother Nature's tattoos is the idea. You like it? You buy that or no? Oh, this next idea is good. Sorry.
I really do like Mother Nature's idea.
Okay, Mother Nature's tattoos. All right, next idea.
It seems like something that. Keep going.
Okay, this idea is. I can't tell if this idea is going to be a huge hit or just totally brick.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks. They say, hey, do you want room? Do you want room for milk and sugar?
Wait, can I do a tangent before you go into this?
Jump.
I always say that I don't want room, and then I pour it out and put that. I want the exact amount of coffee that I want.
You want to pay for your coffee, but you want to waste it.
I want a full thing of coffee, and then I want to be the one who decides exactly how much there's coffee's going to be in there, and how much half and half.
I feel like they're in a tough spot. They say, hey, do you want room? And sometimes they don't give you enough coffee, and you open it up. You're like, what, I just got ripped off here? You know, filling up.
Oh, I always give it back. I'm like, I need more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go back?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
If I don't get the right amount of coffee, I need. It's got to be the right amount.
Okay.
Could screw up my whole day.
So I've seen people pour their coffee into the garbage, which is horrible. If you've ever like picked up garbage with liquids in it, it's the worst.
Right.
So that's a problem. Starbucks has a small drain that you can pour your coffee into.
Yeah.
Next to the garbage.
Yeah.
This coffee is then cooled and purified, perhaps, run outside into a iced coffee water fountain.
Oh.
So sometimes, like, I need a lot of caffeine because of the new baby and stuff, but sometimes I can't go at a whole cup of coffee. I just want a little sip.
Yeah.
I just want to quench my caffeinated palate.
I like it.
So I just go over, like, oh, there's a Starbucks over there. It's like how a bike shop offers free air. Hey, this is free, man. Just get it if you want to come in and buy more, sure.
Yeah.
Go over there, boom, got some delicious iced coffee. Go,
right.
And take a sip of it. Iced coffee water fountains.
It's really good.
Okay, somebody likes that in the other room.
I have a lot of Starbucks. I have a lot of coffee thoughts.
Go ahead.
I don't think anybody should be allowed to stay in a Starbucks all day.
I think they've started that, right? Like politely kicking you out.
Oh, they started that?
I think they've started. I've read about that. Like, I don't know. As when did I read about that? I don't know. Who cares? But well, go ahead, because they're taking up too much real estate, and you want to sit down and write.
I think if you're there for more than 2 hours, you got to get another coffee. Just be the rule.
But how do you do that without? How do you do that as a manager of Starbucks without feeling?
The thing is, you don't, because you're busy working the whole time. You can't monitor who's there for that long. You know what I mean?
Do you want to?
This is another half-baked idea I've had forever.
Okay.
I'm just gonna switch gears.
Sure, go. Switch. We're out of coffee now?
No. We're still in coffee.
Okay.
When do you most need a coffee?
Morning, noon, and night.
No, but when is the
morning?
Most
6:30 a.m.
disastrous if you're not gonna get it?
6:30.
It's when you're in an airport.
Oh.
For an early flight.
No, I disagree, but let's keep moving.
All right, let's say
all right, in the airport.
7:30 flight in the morning.
Yes, you need.
Didn't have time to get the coffee.
Okay.
You get to the airport. You go through the security line. Your body's like, hey, usually I've had coffee by now.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I know, buddy. I know. We're gonna go. We're gonna get it.
You're in an irritable situation, and your body is compounding the.
The line is always ridiculously long.
Okay.
It's always 20 people long, especially like in the morning, and everybody is in there. It's the most miserable line you can stand in America. Okay. It's a line that it's amazing more fights don't happen in this line. It's just the most irritable, angry people. All they do is need coffee. It's like a bunch of drug addicts just standing in this line waiting.
Literally.
Yeah. And half of the people that are there are like, can I get a non-fat? Yeah. So you open a separate thing. You have 3 lines basically. You have the conventional line everybody's in. You have another line that's just coffee and cash. I'm in that line. I'm just getting a coffee and cash. Oh, how much is it?
I like that. So this is just like tall pike.
It's whatever. It's just I give coffee. You don't even give me change. It's just a $3 line. Then you have like the special express.
Oh, can I upgrade that? Oh, you might be there. Go ahead.
VIP line.
Will you buy your? I think you've talked about this. You buy your way out of a line.
I've talked about this on the podcast.
That you want to spend more for a cup of coffee.
If there was like a VIP line, and it was like $10. It's like just $10 coffee, whatever you want. VIP.
Yes, go ahead.
And I'm looking at this 20-person line. I can get coffee 10 minutes faster for $20. I'm in. It ties into the little VIP experience of America. America's all about VIP experience now.
Those gold Starbucks
special
stars.
VIP.
Okay, so I think I can solve both your problems without feeling so elitist.
It's not elitist. It's
you're paying $20 for a cup of coffee.
It's capitalism.
Okay, then you're right.
What is the coffee worth to me? Is it worth $20 not to stay in that line? Yes, I want the coffee.
But you know what I would do if I was the manager of that Starbucks? Hire Hollywood extras to make the line extra long.
Interesting.
And just force you into that line. Okay, but here's the way
That's a really good idea. That's a half-baked idea off a half-baked idea.
I wouldn't have to do that. I would sell coffee in the morning at very busy times, like they sell beer at stadiums. I'm going to load up my tray with 20 coffees.
Oh.
And they're ready to go. $2, let's go. It's ready. It's here. No, you didn't see it come out of the fountain, but guess what? It did 10 minutes ago. Don't worry about it. Boom, 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 boom.
And just cash.
Yeah, just cash. I could also throw them to you.
That's pretty good.
I like pre-made stuff. Boom, there it is.
And also, one last thing, and then you go to the next one. As a society, I think we should embrace the concept more of asking complete strangers who are near the end of the line to add on to their order.
What do you mean?
Just like there's a 20-person line, I go up to the front, like, I'll buy both your coffees.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I would do that.
I would feel weird doing that, and if somebody asked me, it would just be a weird situation. I just think as a society, we should all say, hey, this is going to start happening from now on.
I would do that.
Yeah.
My dad has a thing when we have to get pizza at the house. I buy, you fly. Same thing. So if we're at the house, like, hey, I'll buy, you fly. You have to go get the pizza. but I'll pay for it.
Where do you stand on? You ever been in a pizza place where they have the family's eating the pizza and there's that one piece left?
Yes.
Nobody's touched it. It's been on the metal place the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody took it off and then put it back. Should they be able to resell the piece?
No.
Should you be able to sell it to other customers?
No, it should be offered up for free as a it's probably too much liability.
Have you ever wanted to eat the pizza?
No, but I've wanted to eat people's popcorn that in a movie theater.
Really?
If there's people next to me and they get the large popcorn, but they can only
but
eat.
Their hands were in it though. This pizza, like nobody's touched it. It's just sitting there on the thing.
I don't want to eat the pizza.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat the pizza. Anybody can cut me in line. I'd be happy. I feel like good karma points if I was in a long line. Someone's like, "Hey, can I come in, please?" Like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Yeah. And usually anybody holding a baby, you just gotta let them through.
Any baby or like women, like a
karma.
Unisex bathroom and there's women, like let them go. Come on. Okay, this one is all right, this was about my fatherhood. So I saw a bowl with a suction cup on it that you put on the high chair. It's called the Unbelievable, which is how Biggie used to pronounce unbelievable. He's got a song Unbelievable, but he used to say Unbelievable. So that reminded me of the song. Like, oh, okay, Biggie and babies. That's one. Print that and put that in the Wilds file. Then my nephew and my son they're both like small, but they're big at the same time. They're small people, but they're big. So occasionally call them Biggie Smalls. I'm like, oh, got you, Biggie but small. So that's when I started to think. I had two baby ideas that combined with two Biggie ideas. So I'm like, oh, what if we had a Notorious B.I.G. baby line called "It's All Good Baby Baby"? This would be a licensed Notorious B.I.G. real licensed products. So just real quick, because Jacoby and I went over this, and he said they were too written. But juicy juice boxes. I've got a story to tell. Story time. Rebuildable playhouses called Kick in the Door. Food on your face and your nose and your head. It's called like No More Flavor in Your Ear. Remix. Wet naps. A guide to eating solid food. What's beef? Well, it's an excellent source of protein. All Biggie songs taken into.
What about Ready to Die? ... An Easter egg.
There we go. There you go. That's a buy. All right, that's idea. So, last idea.
Hold on, I have one.
Go.
More
You got another one?
Last one, yeah.
Go.
Remember when the government banned subliminal advertising?
No.
Yeah.
When did they do that?
They did it in like the 70s or 60s, 70s. In the 70s. Sometime.
What was subliminal advertising?
Well, there's been different things that they've done. I mean, one of the things was companies when they ran commercials, they would just put quick. Like
is that true, or is that like a Fight Club thing?
No, that was true.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They would put like one image of like, it'd be a car commercial and see one image of like a breast in a bra or something.
What? Okay.
Yeah. And then like the Joe Camel was.
But that wasn't subliminal. But go ahead.
Well, but I mean, it was all that kind of stuff,
Gotcha.
And then everybody cracked down, and you couldn't do that anymore.
Okay.
I say we bring it back for parents who want to brainwash their kids to like certain things.
Like vegetables.
Like vegetables or baseball. I was thinking baseball. I really want my son to like baseball. And I just
have him like baseball. Just buy him a glove. But go ahead.
So during baseball games, I buy the MLB package. So I buy the package. I buy the subliminal package.
Okay.
So we're watching a Red Sox game, and they're flashing my son these messages like, "You will like baseball. Baseball gets girls." Like just these things, and he doesn't even know it's happening, but it's basically brainwashing him to like baseball.
So would you go?
But I know it's happening because I ordered the brainwash package.
What's your son's favorite show right now? Like Yo Gabba Gabba?
My son's favorite show is anything related to werewolves on YouTube. My son's favorite show. His favorite show is, will you type in werewolf transformation for me? Is that a show?
He asked to type in werewolf
transformation. Jacoby saw it. Jacoby.
Anything related to werewolf transformation.
Jacoby saw it. He sat next to Jacoby on Sunday and was just showing Jacoby werewolf transformation videos.
What's going on in his head?
He loves werewolves. I don't know what to tell you. It started with Thriller and Michael Jackson, and it's spread now to the entire werewolf species.
The werewolf community.
Yeah.
So why don't you just take those werewolf videos and put baseball in them?
Well, let me tell you something. If somebody made a movie about a baseball playing werewolf, that would be the key to my
Write it down. You got a made picture, kid.
Anyone in Hollywood, just say if it can be done in 9 months, that would be great. Some sort of Little League werewolf baseball movie. That'd be the greatest.
Yeah, it's called Teen Wolf for baseball.
No, I need to be something he can identify with.
So does he watch Teen Wolf?
He watched Teen Wolf.
What do you mean? It's the whole movie about werewolf transformation.
No, but nothing happens.
The nails?
Nothing happens for a half hour. He watches. That's part of his werewolf transformation
on YouTube.
Yeah.
What werewolf transformation does he like? Does he like the mirror and Scott Howard's trying to fight it, or does he like, it's a loose ball and I'm turning into werewolf underneath everybody?
His favorite is Michael Jackson's his favorite.
Okay.
Because he does the I'm not like other guys, and then like he's.
So what does he like about it?
I don't know.
Does he identify?
You'll understand when your kids are older. You don't ask questions with kids. You just kind of roll with whatever they like.
I'm going to ask this 100% seriously.
Yeah.
100% seriously.
Do I think he's a werewolf?
Yes.
He might be. He gets really excited when there's a full moon.
Certainly, if he was a werewolf, this would be the sign. Just Google, is my son a werewolf? If you Googled, is my son... I may have
already Googled that. No, his favorite is Michael Jackson Thriller, and his second favorite is this movie called American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Where the guy
it's an 80s movie?
It's kind of scary when he turns it in, and somehow he's found it, and even though we keep deleting the history... Here's the thing, we delete the history of his YouTube visits.
Yes.
And my son can't spell.
So how is he finding this?
But somehow continues to find werewolves.
He can smell it with his senses.
I don't know. I don't get it.
He can spell. He can't type it with his claws.
My son thinks Michael Jackson gets girls, is a badass who breaks up gang fights, and is a werewolf. In that order.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No. What was your last half-baked idea?
My last half-baked idea won't top that, but it's something my wife came up with.
It won't top subliminal
werewolf things. Jacoby and I talked about this, but since... All right, so there's this... I saw this George Lewis story on Fast Company. And it's George Lewis, like original Don Draper, right? So I'm going to get the story all wrong, but to take some creative license with it. So George Lewis was talking to like the head of Stouffer's. He's like, or Stouffer's hired George Lewis, like, you know what's going to take off? The diet industry. Like, diet industry is going to take off. And the guy from Stouffer's like, no, we're not going to do diet food. We do like real food. And George was like, no, man, trust me, the diet. He's like, no, stop talking about diet. Go home with that. I don't want to hear it. So George Lewis goes home, and all his creative wisdom comes. It strikes him. So the next day he goes back. He's like, hey, remember about that diet idea I had? He goes like, I told you, don't talk about diet. He's like, what if I called it lean cuisine? And the Stouffer's guy's like, we're in the diet business.
Right.
So as the idea of the larger lesson was, if you have something that just sounds perfect, it will work. And it's sort of like a cart before the horse, but it actually works.
So this is a cousin of Corolla's theory that they come up with movie titles before the plot of the movie, like Face Off.
Exactly. Just come up.
All they had was Face Off, and Cage and Travolta signed on, and then they figured out the plot.
Done.
Right.
Done. So one day my wife said, hey, Winnie Cooper, Mini Cooper. Out of the blue. I don't know what the idea is. But that's what it is. Winnie Cooper, Mini Cooper. Do with it as you may. Winnie Cooper, Mini Cooper.
The Winnie Cooper.
I have no idea. The Winnie Cooper, Mini Cooper. Maybe it's like a 60s version. I have no clue, but that's the lean cuisine idea. Wild's out of half-baked ideas.
That's it. The last thing, do you know there's this thing called blue emu cream?
No.
It's something you put on. It makes your joints and your muscles feel better.
Blue.
You can buy it in like CVS or Rite Aid.
Is it the clear?
Huh?
Is it the clear?
It's not the clear.
Okay.
But every time I rub it on my body, I play basketball better.
Okay. So what is?
Jacoby thinks it's like emu sperm. He does. He thinks and when I put it on, he's like, oh, you're putting the emu sperm on. And I was thinking, like, it's not even a half-baked idea. I just think more people should know about it.
Okay, just hunting for an advertisement. Hunting for a sponsorship.
Kevin Wilds, king of the half-baked ideas.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Anything to plug?
No.
No shows? Nothing?
No, I mean, I want...
Oh, I forgot. We got to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
This is semi-half-baked ideas.
All right.
Corolla's been on this rant for years and years and years about goalposts and how they're not high enough.
Yes. I heard them making fun of you.
Yeah, but what's funny is I've made fun of both of those guys first.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Those guys should never make fun of anyone.
Okay. So they're not high enough. Yes, and it was case
enough.
in point with the Patriots game.
How would you fix the goalpost issue?
I would put a net on it.
What do you mean?
I would turn it into a rectangle and I would put a net on it.
Oh, that was going to be my solution.
I mean, it's the obvious. It's not.
Put a thing in the top, right?
Yeah, put a thing on top. You have to.
So it's a rectangle. It has to go through the rectangle.
Yeah, and it's in a net.
You have to kick it into this specific square that has been decided, and that's it.
Yes, and there it is. If the ball's in the net, it's like a big fishing net.
So why wouldn't they do that? Because we're thinking like the other way you could do it is put little cameras on top of the goalpost heads, and they shoot up.
But who cares? That's too weird. Just have it a big net. Like, we're overthinking this. Have a giant net. I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Why wouldn't you make the goalposts higher?
You can make them higher and then put a top on it and put a net.
That's the move. I agree.
Then it would be a zero. There would be no chance that there would ever be any confusion. Is the ball in the net? Nope. Okay, not a field goal. It happens once a year. It happens like a college game once a year.
I also feel like they have a really bad vantage point.
For
people are in the thing, they're kind of like looking up. Like, how can they really see?
I always think it's not good. Like, everyone said, everyone's clapping. I guess that was good.
I really think that Ravens kick wasn't good.
It was good. We looked at it. It's like you and Vince Wilfork are the only people that don't think it was good.
I don't think it was good.
It was good. It was in the net.
It wasn't good. It looked like it went right over the upright.
It was good. I know it's a little bit tricky, but it was good. But yes, it's something that we shouldn't have any question about. That's like it's always like lasers.
Like, I don't understand how they haven't figured this out.
It's just not like high on their priority list. Obviously,
it's so easy to figure out. Just come up with a solution.
Like the chains. We do all sorts of like GPS based ball location and lasered first downs.
Somebody can hit a serve and they know whether it was in or out.
They should do it. I know.
All right. I thought the king of the half-baked ideas would have a better...
That's a simple idea. What do you want me to do?
The rectangle uprights.
It's a simple... And you could... The ball should have some sort of GPS tracker. Everybody... That's kind of like just agreed upon. I don't know why they're not doing it.
All right. Kevin Wilds, as always, a pleasure.
Thank you, buddy. Let's go do this.
So I get to sign off. Whoa!
Thank you for downloading the BS Report with Bill Simmons.
Too much fun.
Check out more podcasts at the iTunes Music Store or at Pod Center at ESPNradio.com.
Peace out.